Vlogs with Sports, and this is another reaction video. Today, we're reacting to just one story out of the three, because I'll have the link in the description. My link in the description. You can go check out all three stories. It's three scary true highway horror stories. It's one made today by one of my favorites. Oh my god, one of my favorite YouTubers, Mr. Nightmare. We're just gonna watch the first story because the minute's about 14 minutes. And these are longer stories. It's gonna be the first story. Then, if you want to get the two other stories, link in the description has all three. And you can subscribe to his channel, subscribe to my two channels. And remember, and full thing. I own nothing. I just react to them for your entertainment and my enjoyment. Your enjoyment, my enjoyment. So yeah. Let's get into it. Here we go. How would be a very scary place?
My friends were Michael, Eddie, and Daniela.
Alright.
We live in the country.
I'm sorry it has to be small size, but this computer's old, so if I put it on full screen, it'll start buffering and stuff, so I have to have it like this. I'm sorry.
We were driving down the 513, which is an unlit highway littered with the occasional house or two, but mostly forest.
I'm used to
The
that.
road leads to town where most of the bars are.
Alright.
This story takes place on the way back from town.
Okay.
Daniela started to cry that she had to piss really bad. I told her she'd have to wait a while longer, but not gonna lie, I started to get the urge as well. That mixed with the fact that Daniela was now screaming in her drunken fit, I figured why not pull over to the side of the road and just piss somewhere in the woods.
I don't know, but nah, I don't like
got
that.
out first and disappeared into the crops on one side. I went to the opposite side of the road and slightly into the woods just because I'm the type of person who can't have people watching me piss.
Yeah, I'm like
I
that.
finished first and got back in the car. Eddie and Michael were singing to the roaring rap music playing on the radio, while I pretty much just sat there in silence, growing impatient. My two drunk friends didn't seem to find anything strange about the fact that Danielle had now been gone for 5 minutes. So I got back out to call her name. Michael has a much stronger voice than I, so when he screamed for her, it would be impossible for her not to hear it. But still, she didn't call me.
I bet you someone's taken her. I bet you some creep has taken her. I'm calling a creep alert. I'm calling it right now. Creep.
Back. I didn't want to go in those crops, but I kind of felt like I had to since she's my friend, and I was the most aware at that moment.
Right.
I forced Michael to come with since I was afraid to go in alone. Eddie stayed in the car. He was just too far gone at this point. With the flashlight,
he's just like drunk in the
Michael
car.
and I pushed our way through the thick, overgrown crops. Walking
Heck no!
The thing to go, straight away from the car. Michael was calling Danielle's name while laughing his ass off.
This is a good story. I already feel it.
I understand why he was finding it funny in this condition.
Why would you find it
I
funny?
just wanted to make sure she was all right and get home. Over the sounds of her own footsteps brushing crops aside and Michael's laughter, I heard something else in the near vicinity. I put my arm out to Michael's chest to halt him. Now all that could be heard was the night breeze blowing through the crops.
Uh-oh.
What is it? Michael whispered, to which I responded, shh.
Oh my god.
Michael called out Daniela's name again. I joined in, figuring it was just her trying to sneak up on us and scare us.
It ain't her.
Again, the footsteps stopped.
It ain't her. Because why did it
So we walked
stop?
a little deeper into the crops. That's when we came to a narrow clearing stretch. I don't know much about crops and farming or anything.
Yeah, I don't
It seemed
either.
to be some little stretch for people to walk through.
But
It was
it
probably
ain't
the
them.
width of 2 people.
Trust me, it ain't them.
Just enough to walk through. I looked to my left, as far down as the light would let me see, and then to the right. I could hear 3 footsteps, and then a couple crops pushed outward into the opening.
Oh, heck
Somebody
no.
stepped into view. At first, my light was only revealing.
You need to run. Run! Don't go to it.
I assumed
God,
it was
people
Michael.
are dumb.
However, the light revealed it to be instead some random man who I'd never seen before.
Told
His
you.
facial features weren't clear enough to give a good description, but he did look friendly. I ran for it back in the only direction I remembered coming from. I guess I ran so fast that it only took me about 10 seconds to make it back to the car.
Yeah, that'd be
And he
me
was
right
passed
there.
out in the car at this point, so I didn't bother trying to get help from him. I was honking the horn to get Michael's and hopefully Daniela's attention. The sight of that man just disturbed me. I didn't know if he owned this land or not.
I'd be pressing the
I
gas
continued
pedal.
to land the horn until finally Michael came out of the crops, dragging Daniela, who seemed to be out cold.
Oh my
I got out to
god.
help him lift her back inside of the car and plop her on the seat. Michael pointed out the gash on her forehead, as if she had been struck with a heavy, sharp object. Michael seemed to be sobering up pretty quickly due to the situation. He advised I drive to the nearest hospital, which was 10 minutes away. The drive there was not fun. It was full of panic and yelling.
Yeah.
We brought Daniela in to have her wound treated as soon as possible. It was only then that Michael explained to the nurses, not me, that he saw some guy dragging her collapsed, unconscious body before fleeing deeper into the crops after noticing him. He never mentioned that in the car, but it made perfect sense now. That man in the crops with us that night did this. Daniela was awake after she got all stitched up, but she had no recollection of the entire night, from the moment we stepped into the party to the moment she got struck in the head.
Man. Alright, well that's story number 1. Please, again, subscribe to both my channels. I make great content. I mean, again, it's just for y'all enjoyment and my enjoyment. That was Mr. Nightmares 3 Scary 2 Highways Horror Stories. I have the link to the other 2, the whole full video if you want to hear the other 2, which I'm sure you do, because that first one was pretty good. Here's where they messed up, though, was one thing they got drunk, and they were drunk driving, which I don't like. They didn't get drunk, but they were drinking. Then, they had to use the bathroom. They stopped in the middle off the highway near the woods, which I think was a dumb decision because woods in the field are always the places where they're feeding, where you see killers and stuff, and creeps and stuff. Alright, but anyway, enough about that. Again, links in the description of the original video, links in the description where you can subscribe to Mr. Nightmares channel, links in the description for both my channels, and I do not own anything. And remember, God first, God bless, and keep God number 1 in your life. Peace.